Hello and welcome to Soapbox Speakers in association with You Know What Really Grinds My Gears and sponsored by McDonald's. Have it your way.
Did you just put fucking corporate fucking advertising and we're not even getting paid for it?
I did, yeah.
Oh, I fucking hate you. You're a dickhead, man.
Look, ask yourself honestly, is McDonald's really going to want to be associated with this podcast?
I don't know, maybe.
Right.
But I don't want them to be. I never wanted to mention them ever, so that they didn't get publicity. Imagine all those people out there who've now heard it, all 6 people, right?
Yeah.
Who are now going to be like,
You got a point.
I want McDonald's.
I mean, I could really go for some McDonald's chips right now, and they're on offer as well. No, I'll stop plugging. I'll stop plugging. I'll stop.
And if we ever do that, we'll have to do it like, what's his name? Internet etiquette guy. Eric Salvia, the way he does it, because that was beautiful.
Yeah.
This
is true.
Just like, hey, have you heard of Nord MVP? You should go and get. Oh no, I've done it again. Anyway, fuck it. We'll
do it live.
Wholly and woefully unprepared for this podcast, and by we, what I mean to say is that I am equally as unprepared as I have been for almost all these podcasts, but this time matters as well.
Yeah.
Which means we're both winging it, which means this one might not be quite as intellectually stimulating as...
Were they ever, though, to be fair?
I think they were. I think people have appreciated it, but maybe this week we talk about things that are slightly less topical and maybe slightly more bullshittable.
Yeah, it may just be us having a conversation, I don't know.
Could be. I don't know though, most of our conversations are just us sitting here in silence until we turn the fucking mic on though, so I mean,
that's true, yeah.
Do that.
No, I mean, that's not true, we don't do that. We bitch about people in our lives.
We bitch about you.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I know you're listening, you.
That's,
you're a cunt.
We talk about you. Wow.
Yeah, I went there.
I think this might be the darkest one.
No, nowhere close. Anyway, so, little update on my life.
Yeah.
Because people obviously care.
Yeah.
Like, I got fired. I mentioned that in the podcast before, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
I have a new job. Woo! It's better than the old one. Woo! And it only took me a month. Woo!
What do you do?
Good. I'm making saddles.
And
I'm a saddler.
And what does that entail?
Making saddles.
Ah.
Yeah, no, it's good. I get to work with my hands. It's fun. It's enjoyable.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. So that means I get to go to LARP as well, which is fan-fucking-tastic. Oh my god.
Sounds ideal.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, apart from that, not a whole lot to report.
Cool. I've undergone a meds change. So, yeah, last couple of weeks have been a bit weird.
I was wondering why you were naked outside my room at 3 o'clock in the morning.
That wasn't the medication.
I'm so glad. I'd have felt bad otherwise.
I was just lonely, Greg.
Love me, Greg, love me!
I'm so lonely, Greg!
Buy me more jewellery!
No, that's not what that's in reference to.
I know, I don't give a fuck.
Anyway.
My references go where they please.
I understand. So, thought for the day.
Fucking hell already, are we ending? That's it, we're done. Thought for the day is we should probably make longer podcasts.
Hashtag phrasing. I apologise, I should have thought of that before I opened my mouth.
Hashtag phrasing?
Yeah, you know, Archer, phrasing.
But in reference to what?
I shouldn't have said thought for the day.
Oh, I see. I see.
So...
I thought you were alluding to something sexual that I missed.
Regarding the Tommy Robinson...
Ooh.
Thing.
Ooh, yeah.
This occurred to me today. And there's protests outside Downing Street by all the gammons and,
Oh, are you going to start using that now?
I am. I fucking love that word.
Do you want to explain it quickly?
I did. We did in the previous
Did we?
podcast, yeah.
Oh, God, it's been so long, I've forgotten everything.
So...
It has been so long, I'm really sorry, by the way.
So, here's my thought. Like, what are you campaigning for exactly? The fact that he confessed? Because he straight up did confess.
No, but you don't understand, mate, because, like, Tommy is one of the lads, yeah, and they put him in jail, and that's just not on. I don't give a fuck what he did. Like, yeah, fuck those immigrants who coming over here, getting arrested, being put through the justice system in a orderly manner. Nah, Tommy was right. We should have lynched them. That's the British way. We want to go back to that.
That's not what Tommy
Burn them at the stake.
That's not what Tommy
Fucking
was
hang
asking
'em.
for, but okay.
Fucking hang them. All of them. Fuck them. Also, fuck Tommy. He's just a dickhead. What's his real name? I can't even remember. Like some weird, not very rememberable.
Some shit.
Rememberable. That's such a good
Memorable.
word. Rememberable.
Memorable. Memorable. Are you thinking of the word memorable?
With rememberable.
Rememberable. Okay.
I do good words.
Yeah, the best words.
The best.
Irregardless of context. Yeah, I just find it weird. Like, I don't quite understand what it is you're campaigning for. You're saying free him, but why? Like, do you think his confession was forced? Was he wrong to confess? Was Tommy Robinson your spiritual hero wrong?
Quite possibly.
What is it that you want to happen? Because, like I said, he was arrested, went to court, and he confessed. No contest, none of that. Just straight up confessed to the charges.
So, for everybody at home who has just had the volume suddenly dip and then go back up, it's because I stupidly decided to fuck with it halfway through a recording. And I do apologise for that, and now it's back to where it was supposed to be.
Yeah, it's fine. Do I need to repeat everything that I just said?
No, you would have just literally have just gone, hey, do you know what I really think about this? What I think about this is
Cool.
But the problem is that like when we're getting really loud, I'm seeing it spike to the point where I think it might be like crackling and shit.
Okay.
So I'm going.
Should we try and control ourselves and maybe talk a bit more quietly?
Maybe, but
I mean, this is like
Okay,
top-notch podcasting right now.
I don't give a shit.
Just us looking at an
so
audio
that
feed
everyone-
on the wellness software.
yeah, completely silent, just like fucking moving that little thing, ruining it for everyone
Oh,
at
look,
home.
it's spiking. It's spiking.
Dude, you're like, control yourself. Look at this shit. It's ridiculous. It's never usually this bad. I am gonna drop it a couple.
But yeah,
Just a couple.
Oh, look at that! It's no longer spiking now.
Oh well, it is because you're deliberately spiking.
I am,
it
yeah,
now.
just because I want to check.
Oh my god, Matt. Anyway, first of all, to anyone listening at home, this is sometimes what happens when you get amateur podcasters. They do amateur things, and it's fucking quiet again. What the fuck's going on? Fuck it. It's going back up to full. If it's crackly, I don't give a shit.
I hate you right now.
Why'd you hate me?
Why
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
Why would you play around with the settings?
Because I decided to make this podcast the worst one so far.
Well, succeeding admirably.
Oh, I'm so good at this.
So
I'm a big ruiner.
yeah, like so. I just want to know what. Yeah.
I would love to know as well, but I don't think we're going to be able to find out right now.
Yeah. So it's a thought that occurred to me today.
We all know it's stupid, but you know, they're
Yeah.
doing it. Whatever. Let them have fun.
Yeah, I mean they're having fun.
Let them bump into
Like,
the naked bike
They're
ride.
outdoors. They're getting fresh air. They're getting in the sun a bit. Like,
Yeah, but they also bumped into that naked bike ride, which was hilarious.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it really was. Like the only thing that could have topped that if it was like a naked immigrant LGBT bike ride, that would have been a million times better.
That's true. Yeah.
But I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
I'll take it. It's good enough for government work.
Jeremy Corbyn.
Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Oh my God, Mr. Mogg. Thinking he has the savvy to win the heart of the people.
I worryingly think he might.
Oh God, you know, he's not allowed. Like, if anyone needs to have a homemade gun made and get shot in the face with it, it's him.
Wow.
Thanks, yeah, I went there. I did, I went there.
But yes.
I'm not even sorry.
Oh, I've got like more questions are occurring to me now.
Okay.
So,
Yes, I am interested.
what are your thoughts on those guys who like go online and trick pedophiles into meeting up with them and then like take video and document all the evidence and then give it to the police?
I think they're doing God's work.
Right on. Do you
In a purely non-religious way.
Do you think that there perhaps is? It's more
Come on, finish your thought.
virtue signalling.
What do you mean?
I'm trying to you're rushing me along, and I'm trying to find the
I
word.
know. It's just I'm trying to make sure there isn't a really
Do you think
long pause.
well,
of
shut the
silence.
fuck up and let me think, rather than interrupting me. Jesus.
All right.
I'll
I'll do my best.
Do you
but
think?
really?
Do you think it's kind of like they're just signalling how much they care, rather than being a genuine concern? Do you know what I
do you
mean?
How much they care?
Well, it's a bit like those guys who, every time they give money to the homeless people, they film it and then put it online.
Oh,
right?
Oh, wait, so they're filming it, handing it to the police and putting it up on
Yes.
the internet? Oh, then that's not cool. Because you shouldn't... Like, that kind of is a little bit like... Unless they're worried that nothing will come of it unless lots of people know about it. Like people might just get shoved under the rug because of lack
That's
of
possible,
evidence and
yeah.
stuff. Whereas if it's on the internet, then the police have to deal with it.
Mm.
Not that I'm saying that the police would ever not pursue every avenue in a case relating to child abuse. But,
Yeah.
I mean, Jimmy Savile did do quite a
Yeah,
number
but
of years.
he was famous for being very litigious. So, like,
Maybe.
eventually people stopped reporting on it because if there was any hint of it in the news or the papers, he'd sue.
Right.
And he had the financial resources to back his suing. So
Wow, what a
eventually people
dickhead.
just start. It's the same with Harvey Weinstein. You know, he was
Wow.
he was also very litigious. He had the financial resources to cover up a lot of his shit.
Oh man, our justice system really does protect us. Doesn't
Because
it?
it's almost as if it wasn't that they were white men; it was that they were rich.
What? What? No, that's crazy talk, Matt. It's all about the patriarchy. It's nothing to do with where the power lies. It's all to do with where your balls lie, what your genitals are.
It is all to do with the fact that your balls actually lie. You have balls to lie.
Yeah.
Like,
It's all about the colour of your skin and what genitals you have.
Yeah.
And that's it. There's nothing else that matters in getting forward in life.
right on. Now, the reason I was asking about these vigilante pedophile hunters is because
You are one?
Tommy Robinson. There are parallels with what Tommy Robinson was doing, where he was filming outside the court, which was like him raising attention to something.
Right.
It just kind of reminded me of that. Anyway, not important.
Took a long time to say nothing important. I think it was important.
All right,
I liked it.
It
I
was.
appreciated listening to it, man.
cool.
You should never doubt yourself.
Yeah, right. I'm slipping.
You are. You're
That's what it says.
slipping, man. It's not good.
Um,
You're making me worried.
so it must be these meds. Jesus.
Oh, cocaine's a hell
Oh,
of a drug.
wouldn't that be awful? Like if antidepressant, like the way I got out of my depression was
By
learning
telling
to tell myself.
No, actually, do you know what? I feel like that would be the perfect outcome. For me.
So
Oh, man. Okay, so, things that I have heard on Radio 2, because I listen to it all day, every day while working now, that we are now going to talk about.
Right
So,
on.
there was a lady that is responsible for the deaths of 8 babies, and the attempted murder of 6 others
okay,
in a hospital. I'm really not sure what we can say about that other than it's fucking horrific, but...
is this anything to do with that end of life care thing in hostels?
No, that was something else.
Oh right, okay.
But there was also a case of a hospital that had, over a number of years, they cared for the elderly over a number of years, had killed like loads of old
Yeah.
people by giving them really high-end drugs that they didn't need. Like there
yeah,
was a case of one
putting them
guy.
on, yeah.
There was a case of one guy walking into hospital, as in he was like 80. He'd had a leg operation, and he walked into hospital for his checkup and never walked out. Died.
Yeah.
Like. Like walked 4 or 5 miles as well. Like the guy sounded like a fucking trooper. But
Yeah. End of year palliative care has always been a. This is why I find the whole euthanasia debate a bit pointless. Because, like, if you get put on end of life palliative care, what kills you ultimately is morphine overdose.
yeah,
It's just no one talks about it. Like, that's euthanasia, surely.
yeah.
So, like, I find the whole end of life debate a bit pointless, given that it already exists. It's just under the
Under the radar.
yeah, like
At least you go out on a high, though. I mean, I can think
yeah,
of worse ways.
like I mean, you've slipped into unconsciousness way before it kills you. Like, it's not like you're aware of what's going on.
Still, I'd rather go out on my feet,
So
or at least in the
fighting
arms,
a bear,
in the arms of a beautiful woman, fighting a bear.
fighting a bear.
But yeah,
Are you the bear, Jake? Are you the bear she's fighting?
I don't know. I'd never really thought that far into it. It was kind of a throwaway comment, but I'm a bit bear-like.
Yeah, that's why I thought of it. To be honest with
Right.
you,
Okay. I mean,
you're a bit of a bear of a man.
I do like fighting beautiful women in a
Yeah.
purely competitive sense. You know,
Sorry.
kind of like how there was that guy who ran the marathon and was like, somebody asked him what his trick was for running so well every marathon he was in, and he was like, what I do is I find a very young, very attractive woman, and I stare at her ass the whole way around. I make sure she's faster than me, and I just
this
follow
male
her.
gaze is killing me. Fucking hell.
Hey man, like, whatever gets you around the track, yo.
I suppose. I guess.
Oh dear.
I don't know. I feel uncomfortable. I find it problematic.
Well, I mean, it depends how overt he's being about it, really, isn't it? Like, if it's genuinely just like he was making a funny, or he just it's just appreciation as he's running, then I don't see there being a problem there.
That's true.
But if it's like lecherous, then that's wrong. Because we can all appreciate.
Yeah, like
the beauty of other people.
he's wolf whistling the whole way round.
Yeah,
like,
it's like, that he's trying to make her win that way. He's like, if I keep doing this, she'll win. Like, oh, love, show us your tits. Better go a bit faster. Fuck it.
I don't think that makes it okay.
No, I wasn't saying it does. I was just making a funny.
Oh right, okay. Another one.
Laughing in the face of adversity.
Yeah.
Kind of like they did in World War II. Yeah, I went there.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, it is. Well, the whole Charlie Chaplin and Hitler stuff.
That's
that
true.
jazz,
Yeah, that is a good point.
Apparently,
apparently that was it Great Leader, the silent movie that Charlie Chaplin did of that was a caricature of Adolf Hitler. Yeah. They had like the big piano playing.
He also spoke in it.
Oh shit, he did. You're right.
There's that whole really famous
Duh.
It's okay,
so,
it's the meds, man. It's the meds. We'll keep blaming those.
It's true, yeah. Adolf Hitler watched it.
Yeah.
And loved it, apparently. Yeah. So, I had something else.
Yeah, but what else would you say? Like, if you were Hitler, like, let's bear in mind.
What else would you say about this Jewish man doing a caricature of you and you hate Jews? What else
would you be able to say? Because, like, if you watch a film that's all about taking the piss out of you and you go, I fucking hate it, he's an awful person, it makes you look weak. But if you sit and watch a film of someone else doing it and you're like, haha, what a witty thing to do. I see what they're doing here, it's very funny, then nobody
That's a good point.
Fuck.
And you're right. That is a way of disarming that.
Yeah. He must have been smart sometimes. Apart from when he decided to go to Russia. What a fool.
Without winter equipment.
He was going to get all wrapped up by summer, wasn't he?
Yeah. Reminds me of...
to be fair...
Keep in mind, he did all that while tweaked out of his mind on speed, so...
Yeah, but keep in mind also that Stalin could have just kept retreating and then they would have killed themselves off in the winter, but instead he decided to get millions of people killed holding Stalingrad.
Yeah.
What a dickhead. God, Stalin's such a fucking giant dickhead. I recently learned that he had a stroke, and I never knew that, and that everybody was too scared to go in and be the one that discovers him having the stroke. So he was left in a room having a stroke for like hours, because people knew that if they were the ones that discovered him, they would die.
That's fantastic.
Right?
That's actually fantastic.
Right? Though, like... Can you imagine being that person?
Wow.
Like sitting there like, I have made a horrible life choice.
It reminds me of those big speeches they used to give at communist rallies in Russia, where, they just do these massive hand claps that would like last half an hour. And everyone was scared to stop clapping because the first one that would stop clapping they were worried would die. And there was one where this happened. They had a speech and the clapping had been going on for about half an hour, and then one guy just stopped and sat down. A week later he was dead. It's just all, like horrific shit like that. Like
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, don't get...
dead.
Yeah.
Anyone who sold you pierogi is dead.
So a thing happened on Bookface.
Oh, fucking hell! All right.
And I'm gonna talk about it.
Okay.
I haven't mentioned
I'll be
this.
making up names.
Names aren't really things I'm gonna say.
Okay, cool.
It's more something that happened, and it reminded me of this thing. So I'm vegan.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, and You thought I was going to talk about something else, didn't you?
Maybe. Well, there was a lot of choices.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure where this was going.
But yeah, so I'm vegan, and when I first became vegan, I got really heavily into it and read around the subject a hell of a lot. And
Made some great sushi.
yeah, but I was, when you first start something out like that, you are a bit preachy about it, and I'm pretty sure I was at times.
Enjoyably so.
Yeah, so, and I love a good argument. Anyone that knows me knows that. So, if anything, it was just enabling my argument.
Say it ain't so.
So, after a while, I stopped kind of talking about it as much, and like when the subject comes up, I will then talk about it. Someone I know has recently become vegan, and like, as far as I can tell, they're kind of going through that same process.
Wait, so they're in the throes of I need to tell everyone about my veganism.
Yeah. Right. It's like that guy that converts to Christianity and is like, "Have I told you about my buddy Christ?" That kind of
yeah, buddy. I need more buddies.
Have I told you about veganism and how great it is? The reason I bring this up is because it got me thinking. Is there a decent way to bring up the subject that doesn't come across as preachy? Here are my first thoughts, just quickly.
Okay.
Whenever generally the pattern is this, people who are the most kind of vocal about it tend to come at it from this ethical line of like, well, why do we think it's okay to kill these animals and eat them?
Which is the worst line.
Yeah, and I've never seen that as an argument for winning people over because they eat meat. Why would they give a shit?
Also, like, it's not only that we eat meat; it's also that like. So like it's kind of like you're just like, why would we kill these animals? This is wrong, and it's like, yeah, because animals don't kill other animals at all. Like, life isn't based around that. That is not what life is. And to then decide that humanity as a whole should then just be like, no, we're going to stop doing that and just eat the plants. It seems a bit like it's never going to happen, is it? Like, people are not suddenly going to go, do you know what, I'm not going to eat the really tasty, delicious meat just because killing Bambi is wrong.
Yeah.
Like you got to give more reasons than that. Like, hey, buddy, maybe if we stop eating meat, we won't, decimate our own population in environmental crises. Yeah, buddy, that's a good idea.
Yeah, like,
but that won't work either.
Like, for me, if you were going to pitch it, like, the only one that I can see that makes sense, that you can, like, get hard data on,
right,
and literally make the case for, and I wouldn't even say make the case for veganism or vegetarianism, I would just say make the case for less meat,
right,
or a reduction in the meat industry would be environmental.
Yeah. Which, by the way, is a really good reason to reduce meat consumption and production, because it's really bad. It's really, really bad. Like, not only is it just kind of bad generally for CO2 emissions, it's also bad for, like, land corruption. Not corruption, land, like...
Tainting.
Essentially, soil erosion happens because of it. Deforestation happens because of it. Like, there's all this, like... There's large amounts of earth and forest that are kind of trapping a lot of CO2 that are all being destroyed, so we can put animals on that produce more CO2 and create meat that is really inefficient source of food just to be able to eat a steak.
That was really terribly put. But yeah.
I know. I know. I realised that as I was saying it, but I couldn't stop. I was like on a roll of shit.
Started making.
I rolled up a ball of dung and threw it down the hill. And it just kept going.
And it hit more dung. Just kept picking up dung.
Really did, which is part of the problem, really. Because.
I mean, yeah, I don't like. Yeah. So. That, like, if you were going to campaign for it and trying to encourage people to adopt a more heavy plant-based diet, that's the only way I could see it. But, like, coming at it from this angle of, like, no, you must be vegan or you're terrible, which is basically what the ethical, like, argument is, I just don't ever see working.
Do you know what would be one of the best ways of doing it?
What?
Not the best ways of doing it. Do you know what a really fun way of doing it would be?
What?
Find someone ridiculously rich who agrees with you.
Yeah.
Create a company that produces, like, those sandwiches that you buy in, like, supermarkets and stuff. make purely vegetable based like ready meals and like easy to grab food and like stuff like that, and then undercut all the competition so badly that people will just can't help but eat
plants,
right, and then just keep doing that even if it's at a loss until people just fucking catch on. Like
you make it so cheap and so plentiful
that
people just be like, why am I buying steak when I can just buy this?
Well, no, because you're not going to stop people buying like meat instead of like vegetables to eat for dinner, but you can stop people buying like the ready-made meal with meat in if the ready-made meal with vegetables in is cheaper and tastes just as good.
I think there is a lot of... the thing with that is I think a lot of those products, when you pick them up, you pick them because... So, like, take, like, ready meal curries. Yeah. It's like, shall I have lamb or chicken today? That's how they frame it in their heads. It's not like, shall I have a vegetable curry or shall I have a chicken curry? Do you know what I mean?
I get you.
So I'm not sure if it's going to be...
But if they're like, oh, hey, that vegetable curry is, like, £2 cheaper than all the other curries, maybe I should give that a go.
That's true. So you're talking about making it considerably cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting though because there's countries like South Korea, meat is very expensive because they have to import a lot because of pretty much all their agriculture is dedicated to plant-based crops rather than meat.
Because it makes sense, yo.
Well, they don't have a lot of grazing land which is only suitable for grazing because of like how mountainous it is. Fish is quite common as well, but. Yeah, so if you're vegetarian or vegan in Korea, like you can live for pennies, and there is that difference there. Like it's very cheap if you're vegetarian or vegan in South Korea, but not everyone isn't vegetarian or vegan because it's like a status thing of eating meat.
Yeah, that's the whole of Asia.
We still have actually thinking about it.
Yeah,
like that whole concept of like Sunday roast and stuff. I mean, it has its
and
roots.
Barbecues.
Well, I was thinking more of this.
I
was thinking more like from an anthropological perspective. Meat has a status, a currency to it, in addition to like.
Well, that's why people post up on Facebook and they're like, "Oh, I just cooked 50 kilograms of beef on my barbecue today," and people do that. And
you're right. It never occurred to me that was a status thing.
And the reason they do that is because it's a status thing.
Do you reckon?
It's literally a status thing. Like, yeah, like not dropping any names, but that's why Callum does it all the times. Seriously, because I just watched the bit and I'm like the only reason that you are posting all the fucking time about your epic barbecues is because you're just like, yeah, look at me, I'm a man, I eat meat. Ah, and I couldn't give a fuck.
Right. Enough to give a fuck about it to bring it up in a podcast.
Oh no, I give a fuck about I couldn't give a fuck that they're eating meat. I give a fuck that they're just like, oh man, look at me, I'm so great. Look at all the meat in my belly. Look at all of this meat that I'm cooking that I don't even need. I'm overcooking all of this meat and I'm not even going to finish it all.
That's a fair point.
On the flip side, though, Goodbodies.
That's true, yeah.
Which is a cafe that
you
does.
said we weren't going to be doing plugs.
Well, this one is deserved. In Plymouth, by the way, in case you live around there, Goodbodies, fantastic.
It is.
Large, huge meals, tons of meat. It's just delicious.
I can confirm, before I was vegan, it was great. And even now that I am vegan, I acknowledge...
Probably still go for
I acknowledge that it's great.
Oh, it's so good.
It was.
Oh, I really want to go. I need to, like, I was having a chat with someone about it, and they were like, why would you pay, like, 50 quid in petrol to drive all the way there to then spend the money on the meal when you could spend 50 quid and get that meal here? And I was like,
it's not the same.
It's not. It's not the same. It's not the same. Like, yes, I could go to fucking, like, Spoons or whatever and just order, like, 20 breakfasts for the cost of going there for one. But, like... Sometimes, man, the journey is more important than the destination, and you just gotta feel that in your heart, brah. You know, stop bombing out my apex.
You fucking heavy.
Yeah, well, I learned from the best.
It's true.
Which is you.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, good.
I know I'm the best.
Oh, he did it.
And he's back.
He did it. He's back.
Not doubting himself.
Back on the game.
Yeah. It's just, like it's a thought that occurred, and like at some point I would like to do a podcast where we just kind of discuss the
Finer qualities of Goodbodies?
No, the finer point, the case for veganism, basically.
Oh, okay.
The case for less meat, actually, is how I should frame
I can actually
it.
like structure and write down a load of environmental stuff. And
Yeah, I mean, like, so can I, like...
You know, that'd be quite cool, actually. Oh,
I mean, I'd like to do a podcast looking at, like, global warming and, like, all the controversies that have occurred there.
Yeah, let's do
which
that.
aren't really controversies, but...
Oh, that would be great. That would actually be amazing. And yeah, we could talk about how people are like, yeah, but the CO2 traps in this... Like, how do we know what's happened before we've started recording, like that this was an argument I genuinely heard, right? Which was just like, yeah, like we've only been recording atmospheric readings for the last like 150 years. Like, how can we possibly know what's occurred before that? Let alone thousands of years before that. They can't predict what's going to happen. That's impossible. And I'm like, well, buddy, like science has come a long way, and you know they were coring into the ice.
Sit down, my child.
They were coring into that ice that's been freezing for like hundreds of thousands of years. And looking at the CO2 in there and using it as a way of...
Let me tell you about strontium dating and what it tells us about global temperatures at the time.
The level of CO2 in the atmosphere, possibly hundreds of thousands of years ago, which allows them to kind of like make very good educated guesses.
On the subject of random ass pieces of science.
Right.
Of little factoids.
You're going to drop a bomb.
I'm going to drop a bomb now, because this blew my fucking mind.
Okay.
I don't think it's the case anymore because we found ways of doing it without needing it, but there was a period where the only way we could make reliable Geiger counters...
Dude, I tell people this all the time.
Yeah,
I'm going to let you continue.
Because I told you about this.
Yeah. I tell people all the time because you told me, and that's pretty much my life.
So, before nuclear testing, there was no, I think it's specifically strontium or a particular version of like uranium or plutonium in the atmosphere, but there is now because we've done so much nuclear testing. And because of that, when we process iron ore into iron, the blast furnace that does that injects this nuclear material into the iron. So there is a very low level of radioactive material in all iron that we manufacture now because of all the nuclear testing that we've done. So if you want a very sensitive and accurate Geiger counter, you have to use iron that was made all nuclear testing. And basically the only place that we've got that source of iron is a bunch of Nazi Germany ships that were sunk off Norway. That were like the rest of they were scuppered, deliberately scuppered. So divers go down there, collect up this iron, and they used it to make Geiger counters. And there's that old anecdote of like the Voyager space probe has a piece of iron in it from a Nazi warship, which potentially isn't true, but the reason that story exists is because of that little bit of history there.
Yeah.
All the iron that we now manufacture and all the steel that we now manufacture is contaminated with the result of all our nuclear testing. How cool is that?
How fucking terrifying is that at the same time,
I don't know, man. I just, I love it.
Like, yeah, I know, I do as well. But like, at the same time, you're just like, what else are we doing?
God has abandoned this place.
Like, what else are we doing that is having this significant impact on things that will irrevocably change our world, and we don't even know? It's just, we are blind children stumbling in the dark.
We're just
with a shotgun,
fucking
right?
monkeys in shoes.
Yeah, we're all just fucking monkeys in shoes. Pretty much. It's bad, man. It's bad.
It is. Bad.
All of you feel bad for being human.
But then, I remember that, Trump's in the White House, and how bad can I really be?
Oh, my God. No, I literally just had like a couple of hours of bliss where I forgot Trump existed, and now you've ruined it.
Oh, here's a question. All right. So, when Trump comes here on his visit...
We're going to the protest.
Yes.
We've got to go.
We do have to go.
It might be on the 15th, though.
Oh.
Maybe we can't go.
Maybe we can't go.
Oh, well. I mean, we're activists, but only when it doesn't interrupt gaming.
Yeah. I think they call that armchair activism.
I'll tell you what, I think a lot of other people have got this.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's going to be here more than one day.
Time to make that homemade gun.
The question here, though, is... there's a couple of things that I want to kind of mention. Majid, the Lord Mayor of... Is it Sheffield or Bristol? I forget it.
Okay, yeah.
The most unlike... think of the classic mayor trope.
Right.
He is none
he
of
the
them.
Conservative guy?
No, he has no political affiliation. Like, I'm trying to think... Like, he looks like a grime rapper.
Okay.
Right? Not to stereotype, but, like, his outfit, right? His the way he carries himself. He's
is grime the new grunge?
No, not even fucking close.
Well, fuck.
So anyway, he's banned Trump from coming into
His city.
I think it's Sheffield. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
But the other thing is,
Didn't Trump tweet about it?
I fucking hope so. If
silence.
if he goes to, will you shut the fuck up with that? Because it completely interrupts my train of thought, and I forget what the fuck I was talking about while I'm doing the very thing to try and remember. Right? Where was I? Oh yeah, Trump's golf course in Scotland.
the one all the Scottish are taking shits on.
Yeah, that one. There was a tweet that he made talking about like how when he comes on his state visit he wants to play there. Right?
No, fuck him.
Here's the question: how much do we have to pay for the security of of POTUS?
Oh Christ! Yeah, how much is it going to cost to stop
for him to play golf?
Yeah.
The issue is not like I don't have an issue with a statesman visiting.
Yeah.
And we pay there's security is upped where they go on official things.
Yeah.
But leisure time, what they choose to do with their leisure time and how much of it they use. How much of our money, of taxpayer money, do we dedicate to that?
We should find out.
Well, I mean, the reason I ask is because
we should message our local MP and ask.
Well, I mean, the thing with the golf course thing is there was a press release by the council or something. Actually, I think it may have been a government press release, which is like they've ring-fenced $5 million to pay for security for the whole visit. It's not including the golf course.
Yeah.
But my question is, like, when he comes, how much golf is he going to play?
Probably a lot, because he's a fucking lazy cunt.
Yeah, I mean, there is that, and it just kind of got me curious. Like, I'm not saying we shouldn't be concerned about security for visiting dignitaries. That's not what I'm arguing.
Just
I'm just curious, like,
passing it for Trump.
At what point does a visiting dignitary start to take the piss? That's my question.
Right. Well, I think we'll find out with Trump.
Right.
I think we'll find out with Trump. I'm really looking forward to how Trump reacts to England's reaction of him. To him, if that makes sense. Like, because there is no way that he's getting through this like visit without being lambasted by the British public. Like over media, over everything, and he is not going to react well.
The problem with that.
Also, we need to talk about the trade war that's currently going.
We do, and you can bring that up in a minute.
Okay.
But here's my concern regarding that.
Right.
There's a lot of people who like him. A lot of people who like him, who are fully aware that there are going to be protests, and as such are going to counter-protest. My concern is this. There are going to be so many frissons there of exchanges between those two groups that all Trump is going to say to the world is, look at how much they fight amongst themselves, or some bullshit like that.
Well, he's going to say that anyway. It doesn't matter whether or not it's true.
I had more support. It'll be like, I had more supporters than I did people who didn't like me, and shit like that, right?
Just like his inauguration was the most attended.
Yeah.
He's just going to lie through his teeth, which is fine because we know that he's going to do that. And he's just a big baby, and somebody gave him a shotgun. Like, sorry to use the same analogy over and over again, but like, yeah. We're all just babies with shotguns.
And you were going to talk about trade wars.
Yeah, so that's kicking off a little bit. Like,
it is, yeah.
European Union has gone, hey, buddy, so you did all of this shit. Well, we're going to do
suck a dick, buddy.
Yeah, we're going to do all of this shit, and then the fucking president of Harley Davidson company is moving all of his people from America to Europe. And the reason and when asked, he was quoted basically saying Trump wouldn't know economics if it slapped him in the face. Essentially, is what he said. He didn't say that, but like he said something along those lines and as rude. He basically just went, "This guy has no fucking idea what he's doing.
This guy's a fucking idiot."
Yeah, and he is. And people keep going, "Is he a secret genius?" And I'm like, "No."
Is he a secret fourth dimensional chess player?
and I'm just like, "No, he's not. Any success is accidental." Like.
Or any success is people like putting up reinforcements around stuff that already exists to make sure that he can't break it. Like,
yeah, maybe.
Like, you know, he's the storm, and all the good that has happened are people who have put stuff up to weather said storm.
Maybe.
Does that make him good?
Of course.
I don't think so.
Yes, it does.
He's
amazing. He's the best.
He's the bestest.
He is the best of it. Oh, God Christ, yeah. Like, I'm still shocked that he's president.
I'm like, I was shocked at the time, but now I can see why.
Yeah, me too.
And you know, that was my own mistake. That was my own echo chamber. Like, that was my own kind of blinkered vision.
Yeah.
And I have to give him credit for calling that one.
Well, I'm not sure it was him that called it. I mean, I have to give credit to Putin for making that judgment call and getting him where he needs to be.
You really think it was Putin that got him into power? Because I don't.
I think it was. Well, if it wasn't, I think Putin was sitting there rubbing his hands like, oh my God, sometimes God works in very good ways.
Let me rephrase that. That's not me saying I don't think Russia didn't try to help. I'm just merely questioning to what extent they helped.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, like, the other thing that's worrying me about this whole Trump thing is that Trump is busy alienating all of his allies that are seen as, or want to be seen as, reasonable diplomatic countries, and is busy building relations with all the countries that could be considered like dictatorships or very kind of like anti-democracy, or at least like pro-instability.
Yeah.
Like more concerned with how they are the
I'm all right, Jack philosophy.
Right, yeah, I guess. And not being funny, but the more it goes on, the more I'm like, is he trying to Hitler? Like, because he's busy trying to create a fascist state at home. You know, fake news. Don't listen to the news. Just listen to me. I will talk directly to you. Like, I want to pump all of our money into defence. I want to cut all of like social spending and stuff like that. I want to make friends with places like North Korea, so that when I do decide to start fucking bombing the world, I have allies who are willing to do it with me. And it's just, I just see it happening. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a little worrying.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I don't think he is, but I think a lot of people who see the opportunity that he has given them have made use of that to do that very thing. Prime example would be what's going on in Italy right now with the Roma gypsies.
I don't know about that.
Oh, okay. So, like, I forget who. I forget which part of the government in Italy has decided this. May have been the head of state. I don't think it was. But basically, a thing has gone out basically saying that all non-native Romani gypsies that aren't citizens of Italy are to be deported, basically. Round up and thrown out the edge of the border. Yeah, I'm not joking.
Of Italy?
Yeah.
That place that was like in dire financial straits quite recently.
Yeah.
Part of the European Union.
Yeah. Yeah, that is happening right now.
The European Union's falling apart.
There was a part of me that's kind of worried that is happening.
No, that's legit. That's actually what the end game was, wasn't it?
For who though? Because that wasn't Trump's end game.
Russia.
Oh, maybe.
Definitely. I genuinely they get Trump fucking put in power. They get fucking Brexit gone through. They then Europe starts fucking itself up. Poland starts going all like fucking nationalism. Spain has a part of itself that declares independence.
Yeah.
Italy starts deporting everyone. Like, and this all leads towards Russia being able to go, yes, I'll have that one. Not that country. It is now mine. I have that as well. Poland, you are finally in my grasp.
Maybe.
And they will all be speaking Russian in 100 years' time. Which actually, to be fair, would be amazing for the apocalypse.
You're saying the language for the apocalypse should be Russian.
Yes. Can you think of a better... Like, Russian and German should be the language of the apocalypse.
Mongolian.
Mongolian! Welcome to Mongolian apocalypse.
Oh my god.
Yes, I was racist.
I was going to say, for people who weren't here right now and are only listening to the audio of this, he did actually just do the squinty eye thing with his...
I did not do the skinny eye thing, you bastard! Trying to get me into trouble, you little cheeky cunt. Besides, I don't think anyone's going to listen to this because I'm pretty sure it's popping and crackling and we're just not going to abandon it anyway, so...
Oh no, I'll still post it, posterity.
Yeah, still post it, even though it's like every time we laugh, it's like...
Well, it is now, you're doing that noise.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow, really?
Yeah, that was really bad because I ended it with the word that I was going to say from before, so it was quite obvious. Like,
yes.
Would have been better if it was like, I don't know what you're... Please tell me more about that thing.
You're right, that would have been bad. So, yeah, I mean, like, that's a fair assessment, actually.
I'm going to build the best Axis of Darkness. It's going to be full of all of the worst people. We're going to take over the world. Just like the Germans tried to do and failed.
Oh, yeah.
Because they weren't the best.
Sorry, this is another thing that I really want to fucking, like, deal with. Because I'm fucking sick and tired of this shit. Regarding kids having to represent themselves in court.
What?
In immigration court in America right now.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah. That's grim.
And families being split up. The argument that Obama did that as well is complete and utter horse shit.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. First of all, what happened is the legislation that Trump passed that has led to this happening in its current form now was the phrase zero tolerance. So there are two aspects to how illegal immigration was being dealt with on the legal front in the US in the Obama era. You've got criminal action and then you've got civil action. They were prioritized. So criminal action they were only using for people they suspected of actually being criminals, as in they were coming in as drug dealers and things like that. Civil actions were families coming in.
And some of them are good people.
Right. So the civil action means that you can detain them as a family. The criminal action means that you can't detain them as a family and you have to split them up. Trump's legislation that he signed basically turned every illegal immigrant into a criminal court case, which is why so many more are being split up.
Right.
So, yes, it did happen under Obama, but on nowhere near the scale that it is now happening.
That makes way more sense.
So that piece of horseshit rhetoric that I keep hearing in response to that needs to fucking die. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like Obama is fucking amazing. I'm just saying that analogy is complete not a horseshit.
Although, like, Obama is pretty amazing. I'm not saying what he did was right. He did terrible things, yes, but magnificent.
Damn, he looked good.
But goddamn, just like. God, the man was just, like, I don't know, something about him, man.
Yeah.
Just tickles
So,
my
like,
goat.
like, I'm not pretending to be like a legal expert about like the U.S. judiciary, but like that is the difference, just to be clear.
Mm. Yeah, just as a heads up, the closer you get to the mic, the quieter I'll be compared to you.
Oh, okay.
So we need to be like a similar distance apart, which is why we should get a setup with two mics.
We should.
Yeah. Now everyone knows.
This is perhaps a conversation for another time.
Nah, do it right in the middle of the podcast. It's fine. This is what everybody wants to hear. Just everybody wants to hear me. So I'm just gonna. Oh yeah.
So those of you who are plugging that horse shit, I'm sorry, you are buying Trump's fake news.
It's all fake news.
Although that said,
can we stop talking about Trump? I fucking hate him.
All right, Theresa May.
Oh no!
Have you
Poundland Thatcher.
No. Have you noticed that when she curtsies to the royals, she looks like a baby giraffe?
She looks like
learning to walk.
Can I ask? Is that actually how you're supposed to curtsy?
I have no fucking idea.
Can I also ask? Do you curtsy if you're not wearing a skirt?
And also,
because that's what she's doing, right?
Do you have to curtsy? Like, genuinely, if you meet the royal family, are you expected to bow and curtsy?
Well, yeah, I can imagine.
Because I'm not doing that.
You're never going to meet them.
I know, but like, just on the principle of it.
Like, if you ever met the royal family, you'd be taken to a room, you'd be sat down with a nice man in a really expensive suit who would go through everything that you need to do, and if you didn't agree to it, you wouldn't meet them.
Oh, okay.
That would be what happens.
That's cool, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I can live with that.
I'd meet them. I'd bow the shit out of that.
Could I say I was going to bow and then not bow?
Yeah, go for it. But it's now recorded, so you know everybody knows that.
That's
you're
true,
do
yeah.
that.
No,
You're a fool.
I just like the idea, and also like look the Queen in the eye and be like, I bow to no man.
And then bow.
No.
Oh, because I thought you'd.
As in, because she's a woman.
Yeah.
No, I mean man in the.
Yeah, I know what
sense
you mean.
of the term,
I know
yeah.
what you mean. I just thought it'd be funny if you did. That's all. You know, you just be like,
I bow to no man, but you're a reptile, so it doesn't count.
I'd like to get there, bow, and then wink and be like, "Shut up, bitch! I'd still wreck you like Diana." Sup, Queenie?
Oh my god!
See how long it takes for somebody to tackle and/or shoot/arrest me.
That would make for great TV. I'm not gonna lie.
Sup, Queenie? No, I'd just be like, I'd wreck her like Diana. Isn't that right, Prince Philip? Hey. And then like say something racist and hope he joined in.
God. Yeah. She's got a cold apparently.
What, the Queen?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Well, I'm sorry. I basically just continuously listen to LBC. So
Right, fair enough.
I
I couldn't care less about the Royals.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people do. Oh, also the football.
Yes.
We have football going on right now.
We do.
We won.
We did.
Penalty shootout.
Wow.
Do you realise how important this is? Because I don't.
I don't either.
Okay, alright, cool. Like I was busy listening to it happen outside of my window in the pub.
Yes.
It was very loud. Like I've never the only time I've heard like banging, synchronized banging and shouting like that is on the battlefield. So like, I feel like football is just kind of like surrogate war for these people. But anyway,
I think you're probably right there.
And then somebody starts texting me and they're like, "Hey, do you like the football?" And I'm like, "Not really." And then they proceed to text me every 30 seconds, updating me about what the fuck is going on. And I was like, "This is fucking great. Thank you for this."
Did you text back unsubscribe?
No, I was just letting them do their thing. You know, you got to be polite sometimes to people you like. Sometimes, not with you.
You really?
Yeah, I know, right? I'm changing. I'm a changed man. I'm growing up. I'm growing wiser. So much wiser.
But why are you playing with your nipples?
Because first of all, like I should have expected you to immediately blurt out what I was doing, but third of all, I don't know why I started the second one, but third of all, I was doing it because I wanted to be like, oh yes, I am growing up. I am so now such an adult now, and then it would have been very funny for just the pair of us because I was actually sitting there.
But I wanted everyone else to
rubbing my
share in
nipples.
this moment.
Okay. Alright, well, I guess the photo will have to be of me rubbing my nipples now. That's no, that's not happening.
All wrong.
I may be rubbing my nipples, but at least I'm not naked while doing the podcast.
That's true, I am nude.
Yeah.
But it's
weird.
hot, so you know.
Well, I guess, yeah, you are kind of hot. Oh, you meant the... Oh,
I did, yeah.
Awkward. Oh, no.
Cute, though.
Oh, dear. So, yeah, not sure what else to talk about, really. Like, this is what happens when we don't prepare.
It is.
Honestly, Matt, you're so bad at this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm way off my game.
No. I'm doing it funny.
Yeah,
It's my fault.
I know. I was playing along.
Oh,
God.
okay. Oh man, you were so serious. I couldn't even tell.
Deadpan, Jesus.
Yeah, but deadpan doesn't work.
It does.
No.
It totally does.
Nope. I'm just gonna stop. I don't even have
Look,
the capacity
Jake,
to formulate an argument
works.
now. I think I'm done.
Of course deadpan works. I've been making all these jokes about, like, Israel should die, when in actual fact I actually mean it. So of course deadpan works.
It's a joke, which I happen to also mean.
Still, as well as it being a joke.
It's
also what I wish would happen.
I hope that both his grandchildren go blind in both eyes.
Not one of them in one of their eyes, all of them in all their eyes.
Which is a reference to Stuart Lee.
It is, yes.
Just so everybody knows, which is somebody you should go and watch if you're still listening, which I doubt at this point.
Final thoughts?
Yes, I feel like we're at final thoughts now. Final thoughts. Always prepare, because success is 99% preparation. And if you don't prepare, wing it like a fucking champion.
Be a pimp, because pimps don't commit suicide.
Okay. But that seems a bit like, you know...
I didn't criticise your final thought.
Oh, I'm going to criticise yours, though. So that seems a bit like shit, only because, like, that means everybody who doesn't commit suicide is then a pimp. But as soon as you commit suicide, then I guess you weren't a pimp.
Exactly.
So, like... You're basically just saying don't commit suicide.
No, I'm saying live the pimp life and you won't commit suicide.
No,
What's difficult about this to understand?
Alright, cool. That's the final thought. Everything is great.
People are awesome.
Fuck Trump.
And terrible.
Yeah.
Sometimes both.
Anyway, see you all, I would say next week, but I really can't promise that. So maybe next month if you're lucky. Bye.
Accurate.
Accurate. Oh.